Aloha, everybody. This is Dave Wallace coming to you from my home here in Wahiawa, Hawaii, and welcome to Sunday Talk Story Time. Okay, today was a pretty interesting day. My wife and I got in our cars and traveled from Wahiawa down to the Alamana Shopping Center. And the Alamana Shopping Center, we were able to meet up with a friend of ours who was having a show, show his paintings at Martin and MacArthur shop in the Ala Shopping Center on the Macy side, on the Macy end of Ala on the second floor. So we're there for a couple hours visiting with them. And one of his paintings is right over my left shoulder, right there. Okay. And this is his painting of the Ko'olau Mountains here on North Shore, the Windward side. Okay, so um, his name is Michael Powell, and he and his partner are down here, and they having their art show for a while, and they're trying to move back to Hawaii. Anyway, it was really lovely to see them and family members supporting him. Okay. And for those of you who living in the Alamana Shopping Center or visiting the Alamana Shopping Center, Martin and MacArthur have beautiful works of art. It's just amazing some of the stuff that they have in there. So you may want to drop in and visit with them. Okay? And that was our adventure for today. My wife and I are getting braver and braver and exposing ourselves to more people in a social setting, and going to the Alamana Shopping Center on a busy Sunday was a stretch for us, stepping outside of our comfort zone, and it's a good thing. Okay, trying to get things back to normal. Anyway, today I wanted to share with you an experience I had as a healer, healer first and a medical intuitive. Okay, and um, early on, while I was doing this, just learning the ropes how to do this, I was called by a very anxious mother, and she told me that um, her daughter, which was who's in her late 20s, early 30s, had developed a lump in her left breast. And the mother was sure, 100% sure, that her daughter had cancer, breast cancer. And so I asked the mom, why do you think your daughter has breast cancer? Says, oh, my mom had breast cancer. I had about with breast cancer. So, she has breast cancer. And so I asked the mom, why are you calling me? You should be calling a doctor and having her checked out. Oh, we're not too sure, what the doctor's going to say. We're afraid of the diagnosis. I said, uh, you calling me because I'm going to give you an answer. I'm not going to diagnose anything, but I'm going to describe what I see. And she says, well, we wanted a second opinion from a non-medical perspective, more like a spiritual side. I said, I can do that. So we made an arrangement to meet the mom and the daughter in Ala okay, near Ala, and so I went over on the appointed day. And for those of you who know me, um, I have an aversion to cancer. I have a physical reaction to people who have cancer. There are three things that happen. Number one, if I'm close to a person that has cancer, and it can be any kind of cancer, skin cancer, um, lung cancer, whatever. As soon as I come into close proximity of a person that has cancer, I start feeling nauseous. and I want to throw up. Okay, and second thing that happens to me is that I can smell it. Okay, I can smell it. There's a particular odor that a person has when they have cancer, and I can detect that. Okay, and the third thing is that once I sense cancer or anything, any illness on a person, I want to find out where, what part of the person's body is being affected. And so I do a quick energy scan. And when I do a quick energy scan, I can zero in where the cancer is. And so when on the appointed day when I met the mother and the daughter together, as soon as I walked into the place and started sitting down and talking sorry with them, within 5 minutes I was waiting to kind of like want to barf. Didn't happen. Okay, I smelling. I getting closer to the daughter and beginning to try and sniff out any peculiar odors. Nothing. And so while I'm still talking to them, I'm using my mind to scan the body for cancer. Nothing. Okay? So as a medical intuitive, these are my senses that I depend upon to alert me of something that's going wrong. And cancer is the easiest thing for me to detect. Okay? And so after spending not even 10 minutes with the mom and the daughter, I asked, the mom was doing most of the talking, and I'm trying to focus my attention on the girl, the daughter, and but the mom is talking all the time. So I asked the mom to step away for a bit so that I can focus on the daughter. So she did. She walked away, and I was able to sit and talk with the daughter, and the daughter started crying. And I asked her, "Why are you crying?" She says, "Well, I think I have cancer." And I said, I've been in your presence for longer than 10 minutes, and I don't sense these things that normally happen to me when I'm in the presence of someone that has cancer." And she kind of like looked and was surprised. I said, "Well, whatever you have is not cancer." Okay. And so she said, "Well, what do you think I have?" So I asked permission to, if I could do a scan of her body to find out what was going on. And my preliminary scan was, it's her left breast, and I knew that. And it's on the lower side, lower left breast, just above the rib. And so when I focused in on the area and closed my eyes and using my third eye to see, and my remote viewing skills to see this hidden object, for me, it looked like a piece of fat, extra fat, that was really thick and hard, okay? And that's why it felt unusual. But if she squeezed it or anything like that, it shouldn't cause any pain. And there was no discomfort at all. And so after I described, all my senses of this scan, I says, it looks like you have just an abnormal growth there, but it's not cancerous. Oh, she started crying and, hugged me. "Oh, thank you, thank you." I says, "Who told you you have cancer?" "Well, my mom." And so I called the mom back in, and I shared my findings with the mom, and the mom was kind of like, "No, she has cancer." I says, "Can you stop? You hired me to do this and stuff, and I'm providing you information on what I feel. And according to the way I feel, your daughter has no cancer." And so I suggested that they go to a doctor to clarify and find out what's going on. And I um, I instructed the daughter that she needs to call. Don't rely on the mom, okay? And she needs to call. She needs to make an appointment and get that scan. Then, the mom was still kind of. She called me throughout the week and she said, giving me an update on when the daughter was going to have her scan, and when the day she had her scan, she called me, and it was really on a negative side. And finally, when the results came out, I came back from the doctors, where the doctors actually took a look at the scan itself. They told her the same thing I told the mom and the daughter. It's fatty tissue. Okay, no cancer over there. So they're given the option of either having a optional surgery to remove it, but if they didn't want to remove it, they could leave it there because it wasn't presenting any kind of problem. The only time they suggest to have a surgery is if this spot would bother her in the future. Anyway, so that was the case that I was first presented. One of my first cases that I worked as a medical intuitive, and what I learned from this is that sometimes um, people or observers, in this case the mom and stuff, who was not experiencing the same thing as the daughter, but knew of other people, her family members and stuff. She was actually the one that was causing the problem and having the daughter really afraid that she had cancer. And so sometimes family members or friends and stuff will get involved in these self-diagnoses, and just looking at symptoms and Googling it and stuff, and I call them online MDs, okay? Using information from the internet. And with all the information on the internet, they draw their own conclusion. And a lot of times, the conclusions they come up with is wrong. And the worst possible scenario, okay? And so it's my job as a medical intuitive to assist these people. In fact, many of the people that call me are afraid to see a regular doctor. I'm kind of like a liaison, kind of like a safe option for them. They're scared to go see a doctor, but many of them are not scared of seeing a psychic for something like this. Okay, so I think I've been providing a very useful tool for some of these people, helping them make the best decision for them. And I always recommend, no matter what kind of I was going to say diagnosis. I cannot make a diagnosis, okay, or what kind of description I provide them, and so based on the description of what I see happening in the body, hopefully they can make the right decisions and call the right doctors. And for people who want to discuss, medical care and what kind of doctors they have and stuff um, out there, I'll help them find the proper care that they need. Okay, so that's the job of a medical intuitive, and that's what I've been doing um, in the recent months. There've been a lot of people uh, with all of these symptoms, COVID symptoms, anxiety, depression, okay? All of these different things and stuff, they're coming to me and asking me for help. And some of the people that call me for help, I know I cannot, okay? So I'm constantly referring them. Some people need therapy, okay, rather than a psychic reading, okay? And that seems to be obvious after speaking with them on the phone for 2-3 minutes. So, Brian, you don't need one psychic. You need a therapist. Okay, so and I'm not afraid to do that. Okay. Anyway, that's my job. Anyway, so this is Dave Wallace, and sharing with you some of my insights that I gained as a medical intuitive, and hope this was a something that you enjoy. Okay. Anyway, tomorrow night I'll be posting numbers for the Mega Million, and both lotteries are really good, and the numbers are high, and it will be worthwhile to play. Okay. Anyway, good luck, and till next week, aloha.